Hi friends, and welcome to Rach vs. World. So you may be wondering, Rachel, why have you been releasing videos so sparsely? And not for a very long time. And the answer to that, my friends, is a lot of things have been happening lately. And one of those things is the premiere of a very special movie very close to my heart called The Sun Is Also a Star. Okay, sorry, let me back up for a second. The movie came out Friday, Monday 17th. We went on the 13th to the world premiere. So we were stoked. I had to work that day and Sharon had dance that day, but we were like, you know what, it's fine. We end at like 4:30. The event doesn't start till 6. That's plenty of time to get to the Grove, right? Wrong, but we'll get to that later. So I literally went to work in a full face of like evening time makeup, and then I just casually changed into like a gown after work, and everyone was so confused. We left for Westlake because we had to pick Sharon up. You'll know Sharon. So I end at 4:30, but I spent a little bit of time getting ready, so I didn't really get out till 4:40-ish. So we left later than we were supposed to, so by the time we got up to Westlake, it was around 5, right? Then we have to get dinner before we go to the event, so we drive through somewhere, we get dinner, we're on the road, an hour before 6, to be fair, but the traffic at this time is so bad. And this is where things start getting iffy, because Google Maps says we're not gonna get there till like 6:30, Waze says maybe 6:25, so it's not that much better. And then the farther we go, the later the time gets. Okay, let me back up again. David's mom was very, very clear to us that we had to get there by 6:50 or else they would take our tickets away. We're thinking, you know what, we're fine. We'll get there 6:30. Like the red carpet started at 6, but we're thinking, you know what, it's fine if we miss the red carpet as long as we don't miss the event. And Google Maps is pushing the time closer and closer to 6:50. Eventually we're getting to like 6:45. We're kind of freaking out. So the entire way to the Grove, we're stressed. So we finally get to the Grove, and if you've ever been to the Grove, you know that parking is just a test of one's patience, actually. It's not even a place to park your car. It's just a place to come at a crossroads about where your morals stand. So my dad, who's taking us, drops us off, and there's like a valet parking area, but he figures he'll just drop us off and we'll go find out where we're supposed to go, and we have no clue where Will Call is. So we say, oh, it's cool, we'll just follow that group of people over there. That group of people over there turned out to be Marcy Martin, Chloe and Hallie, and randomly Nia Sue's mother. But we follow them and we eventually get to the Will Call, and there's this gigantic poster for The Sun Is Also a Star, like really, really big. I have pictures of how big we were compared to it. It was huge. It was amazing. Here's when things started getting a little tricky. So we are in line to get our tickets, and I realize that a certain person is there taking photos, and that person is Demetrius Harmon himself. And okay, so I go up and I say, hey, I love your videos, you're an inspiration, you're amazing. And he goes in and gives me a hug, and I would do anything for another beach hug. Like, oh my gosh, he was just so pure and wholesome. And so at that very specific moment, David's mom comes out and meets us, and she sees me in this warm embrace with this guy, and she goes, oh, do you guys know each other? And I was like, no, we don't. And he goes, we do now. Very awkward, but you know. And then he goes, hey, I'm Meech. And I was like, hey, I'm Rachel. And we shook hands and parted ways and haven't seen each other since. So we finally get in line. They're passing out tickets. They say, what's your last name? I give them mine. And they're sorting through the like files that they were in. Okay, so before the event, I switched purses. I usually carry like this cute little backpack with a bow on it, but I decided to carry a purse for this event because it's smaller and cuter and a little bit more formal. Also, tangent time. In the email, it said the attire was business. People were there like in sweatpants, and people were there in prom dresses. I have no clue what they meant by that. So I had switched purses, and I had only packed what I needed because it is a smaller purse. I don't know why I didn't pack my ID, but it just didn't occur to me to put it in my purse. So I didn't have my ID with me. And the lady goes, ma'am, to give you your tickets, we need a valid photo ID, which makes so much sense, but it didn't occur to me. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of it at all. So I'm like, I don't have an ID, I'm sorry. And so I'm rooting through my purse, seeing if there's anything I could find that could verify that I was who I was. And finally, I looked on my Canvas app and I found my student email, and I was like, here, this is me. these are my grades, you can see. And she was like, whatever, it was fine. So I ended up getting my ticket. This is what our tickets looked like. They were so cute. They have Charles and Yara on them. They say the sun is also a star, and then it had like our seat numbers and our theater numbers. It says on the back, by attending, you agree not to bring any audio or video recording device into the theater, but literally everyone was on their phones and they didn't take them away from us. As I walk into the theater, it's crawling with familiar faces, but I see this one guy that I recognize, and I can't put my finger on where I recognize him from. I'm like, was he from a band? Was he from YouTube? Is he a YouTuber? And I couldn't put my finger on where I recognized him from, and it was driving me insane. I just put it out of my head. I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna ask for a picture. That's kind of weird because I don't remember who you are. So anyway, we keep going down the theater and we're looking around, and David's mom actually introduces me to the author, Nicole Yoon, of The Sun is Also a Star. She was very, very nice, and her daughter was there. She was wearing such a pretty dress. And I felt really, really guilty because usually I take very seriously that I read the book before I watch the movie, but I hadn't read the book yet, so I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm going against everything that I believe in. So it's getting close to 7, people are filing into the movie theater, and there are security guards that are trying to push us towards the movie theater. They're like, go this way, so we're like, okay, we're not gonna look around the Grove anymore. I still don't know if it was just a bunch of different doors to the same theater, because it wasn't that big. Like, it was bigger than a normal theater, but not too huge. So I don't know if there were multiple theaters or just one. But they gave us free popcorn and sodas. We went into the theater and they checked our bags, and someone thought Sharon's inhaler was amazing. I purposely left my pepper spray at home. And as soon as we sit down, Sharon and I realize we're sitting right next to Adeline and Andre. So when it's getting close to the time that the movie will start, Charles and Yara actually come into the theater. Charles was like chucking candy at the crowd. It was so funny. People were like ducking. But they went to the front of the theater and they started talking about the movie, how fun it was to shoot, and they were thanking all of us for being there. First of all, the movie was amazing. I loved every second of it. I laughed, I cried. There was no in between. I was just an emotional mess the entire time. What was honestly just as entertaining as the movie was the audience's reactions. I don't know if you've ever been in a movie with a super interactive audience. When I saw everything. Like, you could just tell the audience was the demographic the movie was intended for, because every time the two like romantic interests ever did anything together, people just freak out. So that happened in this movie as well. Anytime Charles Melton did anything, the audience would just lose it, which was hilarious because that is me. At one point, they're singing in a Noraebang, a Korean karaoke place, and he took off his jacket and the entire audience like wolf whistled. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was praying he wasn't in the theater at that moment. So after the movie, we are exiting the theater, broken down from this movie and how awesome it was. A lot of people that we love are coming out, like Laura Morano. I don't know if you remember, but we got to sit behind her at the RDMAs, and I really wanted to tell her and show her the pictures and be like, hey, throwback, thank you for dealing with my awkward 12-year-old self. When I went to go say hi to her, I was like, hi, I'm Rachel, I need to tell you a story real quick. And she was like, yeah, sure. And then this group of rude, I'm sorry, y'all were really rude, fans came and like stampeded this poor woman, and she was like, I'm so sorry, I have to go, and she ran away, and I felt so bad for her because it was terrifying. Oh, I also got to meet Storm Reed, and Storm is awesome. She was wearing this awesome blazer, and I told her she looked like a Heather, and she didn't get the reference. So I had to explain, but she looked amazing. And I was like, hey, about that cute Australian co-star of yours from Wrinkle in Time. Please? Can we focus, please? Thank you. And I thought I saw a book. Okay, so after all of this is over, we go outside of the theater. There's like a little place where they're videotaping people to talk about and promote the movie. And then we go outside, and most of the cast is chatting with people, taking pictures with people. They're all really nice. It's basically everyone except for Charles and Yara. So everyone is kind of waiting for them to come out. They finally come out. Charles, I don't know, I didn't see Yara, but Charles was there with Camila Mendes, and he literally grabbed her by the hand and ran like she flew. I'm not even kidding. I felt so bad because people were like chasing them. It was pretty funny, but I also felt really bad for them because I didn't want people to like bombard them. And then these people were talking to the dude. Do you remember the dude that I couldn't figure out who he was and it was driving me crazy? I asked them and I'm like, hey, I know that dude, but I can't figure out from where. And they go, he's Fangs Fogarty from Riverdale. And I was like, Let me tell you, that I think is the stupidest thing I've ever done. It was Drew Ray Tanner. But in my defense, season 3 of Riverdale is not on Netflix yet. That's not my fault. I haven't watched it since season 2 was put on Netflix. That was a very long time ago. Okay, so we're going to take pictures and stuff in front of all the little photo op things while we're waiting for Josh to pick us up. We go back inside to meet up with David's mom, and this, like, super drunk lady comes up to us and is like, "Did you get a picture with everyone you wanted to get a picture with?" And Sharon and I were like, "Well, not Charles Melton, no." And she went, "Okay, well, I wanted to make sure you guys got a picture with everyone you wanted to get a picture with." And we're like, "Well, what would have happened if we didn't?" And she goes, "I don't know." And yeah, that was a mood. But then we had to leave. Hi, whoa, editing Rachel from the future here. I completely did not realize that my outro just got deleted for some reason. Like, I have the sound, but not the video. So, anyway, have a sassy week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have an awesome Tuesday. Be sure to subscribe, like this video. You can follow me on Instagram at RachelForTheStar16, but you don't have to remember that because I will put it in the description for you guys. Stay sassy, stay classy, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. I swear I add a new thing to my outro every video.